hello to everyone who is following us today on the highest media. This is a platform dedicated to politics where truth and freedom of speech are at the forefront. Join us in for fostering open dialogues, promoting transparency, and shaping a more informed and engaged society. Your voice matters here. So today we are here as a panel of discussion to talk about our ROC, which is Rwandan Opposition Coalition for Democratic Change. Here with me, I have come with our president, His Excellency Padri Thomas Nahiman, and the spokesperson, Madame Claire Marie Urusaro. And we are today going to discuss and tell you more about the ROC, which is preparing for the freedom of Rwandans. So without wasting time, I would like to welcome our panel of discussion. I will start by inviting our president to introduce himself. Your Excellency, this is your time to introduce yourself to our panel, to our viewers. Thank you.
Thank you so much, dear Michael, to have invited us at this panel. I'm Thomas Nahimana. I was born in Rwanda 55 years ago, and I was raised there. But in 2005, I was forced to leave my country and to go to exile in France. And then I began to try to think about the situation of our country and the situation of the Great Lake region, the situation of war, of violence, of killings. Then I tried to go back to school to try to understand what we should do to find solutions. That is why I called some of my friends and tried to begin to launch a political party and then a government in exile. And nowadays we are in ROC, the Rwandan Opposition Coalition for Democratic Change. So I'm grateful to you, Michael, to have invited us to discuss the situation of our country and our region in order to search how to find good and great solutions. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Your Excellency, the President of Rwandan Opposition Coalition for Democratic Change. Thank you for your sacrifice that you have left to be a priest, and you decide there is a greater call, and that call is for the Rwandan people. You have seen the suffering, and you said, no, I cannot continue to be in this position, but I can do better, mostly politically. That's the way you can be able to make change and also help the Rwandan to get back their freedom, which has been taken away from them by RPF. Thank you very much for your introduction. I'd also like to ask Madame Claire Marie Urusaro as a spokesperson for ROC to introduce herself.
Great to be with both of you, Mr. President, Father Thomas Nahimana, and you, Mr. Michael Gironsanga. My name is Claire Marie Urusaro. I was also born in Rwanda, in the south of the country, precisely in the prefecture of Butare. I left my country in 1994 post the genocide, first seeking refuge in the Democratic Republic of Congo, where I spent almost a year in the refugee camp. From there, moved to Senegal, and then it was in 2000, actually, February 2000, that's when I found a place to call home, which is the United States of America, where I live now in the city of Houston, Texas. So although I left my country over 30 years, my heart stayed connected to my people, to the suffering young children, men and women under the oppressive regime of Paul Kagame and the RPF in Inkotanyi. So now, as I live here, I work at the hospital because I have a master's degree in nursing. But I decided to do something to join a team that is really dedicated to restore peace in Rwanda and the entire region of Africa, Great Lakes of Africa. So I found His Excellency, Mr. President Padre Thomas Nahimana's team to be very active and involved in that direction. So I decided to attend the school of IPA to educate myself and train in politics. So that's how I got involved in politics. And then now I'm very proud to be the spokesperson of the Rwandan Opposition Coalition for Democratic Change. To our viewers, let's have a great discussion. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your introduction. I like the fact that, it's not only men that have stood up to say we need to restore peace and stability and give our people, the equality that they desire most. So thank you very much to have made that decision, say that let me go with, not only men to take up this task, but that is also good that, other women, although I know that Rock has so many of them, it's a range. It's not only women. We have all ranges from the old to from the young to the old, from the different religions. So it is good representation that we have everyone standing up to say we want to make sure that our country is freed from oppression. So thank you very much. As a spokesperson of ROC, I just want to ask you a question. Please take your time and tell our viewers exactly with regard to this question. So the first question goes like this: what should we know about the Rwandan Opposition Coalition for Democratic Change, and how can you explain its originality?
Oh, thank you so much for that question. I can now start talking about the Rwandan Opposition Coalition for Democratic Change, ROC, without talking about an extraordinary meeting held towards the end of last year, 2025, where His Excellency Padre Thomas Nahimana summoned his close collaborators to discuss and examine the politics and geopolitical condition or situation in the Great Lakes region of Africa, specifically in Rwanda. When I'm talking about the Great Lakes region of Africa, everybody knows that there is a war that's been going on for over 30 years, started by the RPF in Inkotanyi against the DRC. So during that conversation, the meeting actually, that was the reason I'm saying this meeting was very extraordinary. The decisions made during that meeting birthed this Rwandan Opposition Coalition for Democratic Change, ROC. So this is a very a successful coalition. It is an alliance of 100 politicians who got together on January 16th this year, 2026, here in Washington, D.C. They formed this coalition to try to advance its project, of course. It is committed to liberating the people of Rwanda against this dictatorship of RPF in Inkotanyi and restore peace in the entire Great Lakes region of Africa. So this ROC is very extraordinary because it has never existed in the politics, in the history of politics of Rwanda. We never had a coalition of politicians who made a decision to get together to work towards solving all the problems in Rwanda. So these 100 politicians, as you mentioned, we have from young in 20s to 70s. We have people coming from two ethnic groups, Hutus and Tutsi. We have those coming from various religion, denominations, and philosophies. And we have men and women. We actually call upon all Rwandan citizens of goodwill to give us a hand and to get involved, to support us, so we can be able to change that regime. Because the RPF in Inkotanyi is a despised regime that has oppressed so many Rwandans, that has killed so many Rwandans and so many Congolese people so far. So we need a change in Rwanda. We need to establish a government that works for the people of Rwanda in order to establish peace in our country and across the entire Great Lakes region to end the war. Thank you so much. Maybe Mr. President can add more.
Thank you very much for
You're
your
welcome.
detailed explanation with regard to the Rwandan Coalition for Democratic Change. I would like to also pose a question to the president of ROC. I think in his introduction he has mentioned that it is a journey. So ROC, it started as a mere party, and then it was a government in exile, and now it has changed to ROC, which you just mentioned some of the objectives, and you also mentioned the fact that there has not been any other coalition, like this one, which brought about 100 politicians who have made that decision to say, let us stand up and make sure that we work towards restoring peace, stability, and giving back the Rwandan people their freedom. Now, to the president of ROC, I want to ask, what are the main lines of your program?
Mm-hmm. So before coming to the question you are putting out about the main lines of the program, I would like to say that this ROC, because you are talking about the history, our political history, from the day we launched the political party in 2015. So at that time we were Ishema Party, and we had to work for 8 years to finally try to go to participate in elections, presidential election in Rwanda, and they didn't accept us to land in Kigali in our country. Since that time, I understood many things. When we were Ishema Party, I saw immediately what was the problem. The problem was the team of leaders. We were a very small team, not really well organized, not trained. So I remember that was a huge problem to us to do what we wanted to do, to help Rwandans as we wanted. That is why after being prevented to go to participate in 2017 presidential elections, we launched the government in exile. But the main objective of the government in exile was to prepare a team, and a strong team. That is what we have been doing during 8 years. And now, before answering your question, I can say that this ROC, Rwandan Opposition Coalition, brought in this political space for the opposition a significant bit. And that bit was to show or to point out that Building a strong and well-organized team was the main point in this struggle. So now I can say that we know very clearly the great improvement we are able to bring to or to implement in Rwanda if we are in power there. We know we will prove the unity and the reconciliation for that Rwanda have to become one nation in order to stop violence, in order to stop segregation, to be one nation. That is a very huge program. The second point is to open the political space and strengthen democratic institutions. Because now we are facing a very tyrannical regime, Paul Kagame's regime, which is still killing people, invading neighboring countries. It is a huge problem, that regime. So the third point, we have to fight all forms of apartheid. That is the system that Kagame and his friends put in Rwanda, and to promote integrated economic development for peoples, for families, and for the country. The fourth point is, or line of our program, is public education and youth empowering. The fifth point, the diplomacy for peace and regional integration. There are some points, but as you want to hear from some of them, I think I can say that. But we have a great job to do there in order to help that country and the Great Lakes region to recover peace and development. Thank you.
Thank you, President. To the points that you have mentioned, I just want to ask the spokesperson for ROC, Madame Claire, if there is anything you would like to add to what the President has just presented now.
Well, thank you so much. I can add a few more. Of course, like as you mentioned, we can discuss all the points in one set of discussion. So he pretty much summarized everything, but I also want to strengthen on a few points. We're going to establish independent and fair justice, of course, and we're going to release all political prisoners and open up a political space, which he already talked about. But of course, our diplomacy everywhere in the region, the Great Lakes region, and outside Africa, of course, in Western, among these Western countries, we're going to continue to demand powerful countries to disarm the RPF Inkotanyi, because that's the main point. The RPF Inkotanyi, it is well known that they are using all these arms, the weapons, to kill the people of Rwanda, to invade our neighboring countries, especially the DRC, the Democratic Republic of Congo. So the RPF Inkotanyi has to be disarmed in order for us to move into the transition process as the Rwandan Opposition Coalition for Democratic Change, and then give the opportunity to our people inside the country and those who are refugees outside the country to come and participate in fair and free elections in the country. And then after that, of course, we're going to establish there's no doubt that Mr. President Padre Thomas Nahimana of the Rwandan Opposition Coalition for Democratic Change will be elected the next president of the Republic of Rwanda. That's very important to mention as well. So I believe that summarized everything. Of course, there are so many other points leading to establish democracy in Rwanda and restore peace in Rwanda and the entire region of Great Lakes of Africa. Thank you.
Thank you, Madame Claire, who is the spokesperson for Rwandan Opposition Coalition for Democratic Change, for the addition to what the president of Rock has mentioned. It gives hope to Rwandans that have been in exile for 30 years. I think you also mentioned at the beginning that despite being in the United States, which is one of the the powerful country in the world, you end to want to go back to your motherland, and that is what all the Rwandans want to do, to go back to the motherland, a country where they must feel that they are protected, the country that they must be able to sleep and wake up. And I believe that can only be achieved if the program of ROC is implemented in Rwanda, and we have no doubt that the president of ROC, will lead us to that together with the team that has been put together. Now, my next question is related to the fact that from corners you hear, I think from the time when the people left Rwanda, a lot of them have been having the hope to go back. There are groups that have been coming, and then all of a sudden some of them disappear. But for this question, I want to ask, what is one or two key points that can convince the Rwandan people that the Rwandan Opposition Coalition for Democratic Change is a trustworthy and reliable alliance? I don't know whether I should start with the president or let me maybe start with the president, and then you can also add something, Madame Claire.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much for this very, very important question. What I can say, people should listen very, very, very careful to us when we are saying that, number one, we have a very brilliant and original formula to defeat the Kagame's tyrannical regime. We have that. Everyone can understand. Maybe that is not time to reveal it publicly, but we have it. We have it. That formula, we have it. And Madame, the spokesperson of ROC, came to say that regime has to be disarmed, and we know how to do. Number two, I think we have already prepared a very strong and well-organized team to lead the country after the RPF. People should understand that, and that point is very, very important. With the ROC, we have that team. Number three, we have a political will, a very strong political will to get engaged in what we believe is the best for our nation. And that is very important also. And last but not least, as the leader of ROC, I'm very confident. I'm very confident that the victory against the RPF is no longer out of reach. I think with our team and with the great job we are doing, it will be, the victory is on a matter of time, not years, maybe months or days, but we are confident in that people can have hope back. We are here for that, and we are working on it. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Madame Claire, is there anything you would like to add with regard to ROC being trustworthy and a reliable alliance?
Oh, thank you so much. It's so hard to add anything on top of Mr. President's words of wisdom and experience. But I can say from my own experience, actually, as I mentioned, I left my country. It's been 30 years. It's no, the fact that I'm a part of members of ROC, the Rwandan Opposition Coalition for Democratic Change, doesn't mean that I did not try anything else before I joined this great team of politicians. It's to say that so many political parties, I've seen them, I participated in a few, but I have never seen any political party that's organized, that's welcoming everybody, both ethnic groups, Hutu, Tutsi, even Ebatwa, as they do in ROC, the Rwandan Opposition Coalition for Democratic Change. So welcoming everybody is very important. So it's an inclusive organization, political organization. As Mr. President said, we are very, very working hard. He himself and others have been working for years to get to this point. And which means that Rwandan people, every day we get up and we talk to them, we address their issues. People, refugees in different camps, in forests, because there are Rwandans in forests, they listen to us. And when they request for help, we advocate for them. The people of Rwanda, we've been talking about their issues, this apartheid established by the RPF Inkotanyi, the fact that families have been destroyed, the fact that children are dying in Congo. You see young people, teenagers going to fight in the DRC. That's miserable. So the cause of the misery in the entire region of the Great Lakes region of Africa, in Rwanda, is the RPF Inkotanyi. So we have found a solution, which is to change the regime of Paul Kagame and the RPF. And to accomplish that, it takes a team of politicians, well experienced, who know what they are doing. And that the alliance of ROC, the Rwandan Opposition Coalition for Democratic Change, says it. We've got it. I can say, as we say here in America, we've got it, and we've got this. So there's no doubt that when you look into the entire opposition, the Rwandan opposition, we are the ones who have been able to offer a sustainable political space here to work hard for the Rwandan people. We have been able to show our people that we have a team, we have a leader, we have what it takes to organize and to be for real.
We have a school to prepare leaders.
Yes, that's right. That's true. I forgot about it, but I mentioned that I went through the school. We have a school to train politicians. That is very important, which is IPA. And we welcome everybody actually to go ahead and register for that school. We do have a website as well, www.rwandanoppositioncoalition.com. Everybody should go there and see. You can dive through and then register as a member of this great movement that is very committed to liberate our people of Rwanda and restore the entire the peace in the Great Lakes region of Africa. Thank you so much. There are so many more we can talk about during this short time. I guess that sums up.
Thank you, Madam Claire. Does the president want to read something? I heard his voice, or should anything, Your Excellency, that you would want to add?
I have just one point to add, is to thank all the members of ROC, mainly the 100 leaders who are with us in the ROC. They are doing a great job. Rwandans should understand that they are doing many things for them to liberate them. So I have to thank them and to thank the Rwandan people who supporting us and who are waiting for us in Kigali, in Rwanda, to work with them in order to defeat that tyrannical regime of Paul Kagame and his friends. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would also like to indicate that I'm also part of ROC. Today I was acting as I want to put off the shoes of being a journalist today, and also appreciate the fact that Your Excellency, that with regard to the trustworthy that and people would look at the ROC, because I believe that looking at the space that we are in, there is no group that has is organized as rock is organized. It like we are saying, it has been a journey, and then you have looked at it, say no, there is a problem in it that we have. It's to ensure that our people are educated, especially with regard to politics. Politics is not for is not for everyone, and it requires a certain knowledge that is being provided in IPA, which we are calling that people need to register, because it's not going to be business as usual. In the past, people were just thrown into leadership for the sake of them getting. It was like a job. You are given a job, but people get lost because there was no coordinated and education on what politics is. So I would like to thank you also for the initiative, and your vision to see far. And I would like to encourage the people who have not joined ROC. Obviously, we have the 100 politicians, but on top of that, we need supporters, because for us to be able to achieve what we want to achieve as ROC, we need the supporters. And we have, as the spokesperson have indicated, there is a website where we want people to register, and then once you have registered, that's we will know also about you, that there is this how do you call it, a brick that you are putting to what we are building, and everyone is going to be rewarded for the work that they have done. So they should join, either as members of in Kinyarwanda we call them abarwanashyaka, but there are also other groups that you can join and get the card. They are ranging from 50 euro, 500. It depends on what you want to give, to ensure that you make a contribution to the cause. And this is a good cause for all Rwandans. So I would like to, that's what I wanted to call to our people. Those who need the change, let them come. So with that, I would like to probably to come to the end of this program. If there, I would just want to ask to start with the spokesperson, if there are final remarks that you would like to make, and then we'll give the floor to the president, and then we'll close off this discussion. Madam Claire, the floor is yours for the final remarks. But we want also to tell people that this is the beginning. We will continue to talk to them as the days are coming. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Michael, and Mr. President, for being here with us, of course, for inviting me, actually. So to the people of Rwanda, I want to say that you have this Rwandan Opposition Coalition for Democratic Change, ROC, and its leader, Mr. Padre Thomas Nahimana, who care really about you, who are saying to you now today that peace and prosperity is at the door of Rwanda. Because we've been fighting so hard on your behalf to restore that peace, and so that the people of Rwanda can regain hope, can regain dignity that has been stolen by the RPF Inkotanyi from them, so that the children in the streets find home, so that mothers and fathers go back to their homes so that the people in Congo can finally find a peace without the RPF Inkotanyi invading their space, invading their homes, killing people on a broad light. So the answer is to change the regime in Kigali and establish a government that cares for people, that restores human rights, that restores peace in Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of Congo. And there's no other way, there's no other solution but by going through the Rwandan Opposition Coalition for Democratic Change, which has been preparing itself for so many years, which seems to be the only alternative in the landscape of politics back home. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Claire. Your Excellency, the final words.
Yeah. At the end of this discussion, I want just to call the whole benediction from the blessings from God upon the people of Rwanda and upon the members of ROC and upon the countries, the powerful countries who are helping us now and trying to push the tyrannical regime of Paul Kagame to leave. And I keep hoping that very, very soon we will have a peaceful government in Kigali, and that will mean that peace will come back in the Great Lakes of region of Africa. So that is my last word and my last hope. We can go on praying and walking. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you to our viewers. We would like to thank you for those who are going to follow this discussion. I would also like to thank you, Mr. President and Madam Claire, for your time that you have made to come today so that we can speak and discuss with regard to ROC so that people can get more understanding of this organization that is there to ensure that our people, the Rwandans, our people in the great region, whether I think you've been, Madame Ke was talking more of the DRC, but it's not only DRC that is a problem with Rwanda. We have Burundi, we have Tanzania, and hence the ROC is the alternative that wants to make peace from inside Rwanda, which will spread to the neighboring countries. So we thank you for following us, and till next time, may God bless. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.